Okay, so we had some interesting, amazing questions come up in the when we were doing the first part of the live before we got the issues with internet, and the questions which someone was asking, one of our participants was asking was, do crystals work with astrology, or do they need um, do you need an expert to suggest crystals to you? And my answer has been, unlike precious stones, crystals do not need an expert advice, although knowing basics of crystals definitely does. However, I personally believe that crystals find you, and when crystals find you, it becomes easier for you to work with them. To tell my story, I learned Reiki in 2014. I started on the spiritual path in 2014 with my Reiki teacher, and I also learned about crystals sooner. However, I was not using crystals in my healing process till 2020. So, all I can say is there is a time for everything. And one of the main reasons for using crystals is because you connect with them. So, astrological influence, to some extent, yes, but if you feel drawn to a crystal, work with them. What's very important is knowing how to work with crystals than knowing which crystals to buy. And yes, of course, an expert advice always works. You can always consult us for working with crystals. And I believe there are no rights and wrongs when we use crystals. But yes, they do require maintenance. For instance, I always say that cleanse your crystals. I do that every day because I work a lot with crystals. So I am just going to. I'm just going to invite more people who will be happy to join. So yeah, so coming back to the question which our participant asked, but I think she's no longer on the call, and because of the internet issues, I know a lot of you and who were on the call to. All right, so do you have any more questions, or are you happy with where we are? We really had some good questions in the first session which just got conked off, and my internet, which never gives issues, I think I have the best internet, but it just froze. My both my screens froze. So I know many of us will blame on the Mercury retrograde. um Now the next part which I wanted to talk about in crystals is, do crystals how do we use crystals? Do we use crystals? Do you need to be a healer to use crystals, or can anyone and everyone use crystals? And this has been the most important questions which many people have asked me, and I would say that anyone and everyone can use crystals provided you know how to work with them. Now, when you buy crystals from us, we also give you a guided note. We give you a guided note in which we write how to use the crystals, how to cleanse the crystals, how to make sure that they are energized and charged. For instance, if it's a full moon, we always tell you that put your crystals out in the moonlight, because the moonlight A cleanses the crystal, B energizes the crystals, and enhances their properties. So moonlight is amazing. Sunlight is amazing too. So when we are using crystals in our day to day life, it's very important to know how to work with them. And can a non healer work with crystals? Definitely. You don't need to be a healer to work with crystals, and although if you are a healer, the crystals can do magic to you, because I have seen that when I work with clients, when I work on sometimes aches and pains, I have clients who walk in with chronic aches and pains, and they've done everything, they've tried everything possible, and with maybe just 2 or 3 sessions of Reiki healing with crystals, they say that things just changed for me. And we always tell people that continue taking whatever treatment you're taking from your doctors. Do not stop it, because this is a complementary therapy. But what happens when we work with crystals and the Reiki is that it enhances your healing. It actually fast tracks your healing. So for people who might take 2 years and 3 years to heal, they recover in 2 and 3 months. And people who normally would take 6 months of recovery with just traditional conventional treatment, if they add Reiki and crystals to it, I've seen that they recover in 2 3 months. And I've seen people, a lot of people who are into sports to come for aches and pains, and crystals work miraculously with them. So I think that's why I always say that you can use crystals for anything and everything. A lot of corporate professionals of late who have consulted us for stress management and have taken crystal bracelets from us. I'm going to show my crystal bracelets. These are what we make at, and we create, and we deal with in our merchandise, and we also give this to a lot of corporate professionals. A lot of people put them on their desks. If you cannot wear them, you can put them in your desk, on your desk. If you cannot put them on your desk, we also create a crystal pouch for you, like a small potli, where we give you a combination of crystals which are good for you, and you can just work with them, and you can carry with them in your purse, and they just work amazing for you. Bombay to Sydney. I'm so sorry that the internet played a spoil sport. So we were amidst answering your question. If you have more questions, please put up in the comments, and I will be happy to answer if any. Meanwhile, on Facebook and YouTube too, if anyone has any questions, happy to answer them. But that's what I would like to say, that both healers and non-healers can use crystals. I have been a healer for 10 years, but in my initial time as a healer, I did not use crystals as much as I'm using now. We also have bracelets for prosperity. We have bracelets for um, enhancing relationships, making better quality relationships. We also have crystals for health and healing. We have crystals for people who are looking for fame. A lot of people who are even in the entertainment industry, they say that they want more name, fame. They often consult us with advice with crystals. You can simply give them a bracelet with affirmations. And as I said, when we sell crystals to you, we also make sure that we give you a kit where we also tell that, okay, this is the way you use the crystals. Okay, so is there a simple method to identify a genuine versus others? You are not in India, and yeah, else you would have bought from Unicorn. I would have been very happy to share that. So thank you for this question. This is a very important question, because I had a client who came into my office about 2 weeks ago, and she said that she was given a crystal as a gift from someone, and it exactly looked like the black tourmaline crystal which I'm using. And she really liked it. And after that, what she did was, she was out shopping. She was out somewhere in street shopping in Mumbai, and there was a crystal bracelet which she got for 20 30 rupees, and she picked up. And the next thing she told me was, I just felt no energy when I connected to it. And it was genuinely a fake crystal, because a lot of times there are a lot of people who sell fake crystals to us. Um, for a layman, it might be a little difficult to identify, but I would say that when you buy crystals, go to shops which are um, which are run by people who know about crystals. Don't walk into a random shop and buy crystals. Instead, walk into a shop which is which would have healers who sell crystals. When that happens, um, you know that the crystals are genuine. I also would say that ask for certificate if you buy from shops, or if you buy from someone whom you do not know, because when people give certificates, most of the crystal shops, they would have a certificate in their center which says that they are genuine crystals. Also, if you have a healer friend or someone who knows crystals, probably take them along. and you can feel the energy. And if you all are interested, I'm actually going to start a crystal learning course from tomorrow, and it will go for 15 days. It's a WhatsApp course where you learn all the basics of crystals, and I also introduce you to the 12 basic crystals. So if you're interested, you could just hop on. For anyone and everyone who is watching, the course is available. Another way to identify fake crystals is if you are energy sensitive, you will not feel any energy around a crystal. You will just feel like it's a, it will feel like, now for example, I'm having this remote in my hand. It's not a crystal, so I feel the energy is different. And when I hold a crystal, the energy is different. If you are energy sensitive and if you're used to crystals, if you're used to energy, you will identify it. Otherwise, you can always take a friend along. Also, Bombay to Sydney, we are looking at ways to do international dispatches too very soon. I'm trying to figure something out along with my team. So, very soon, if things work out, we will have people who will be providing for crystals all over the world. At present, we ship crystals pan India. Whether you are in the north, in the south, in the east, or the west of India, you will get the crystals. We just charge you for the shipping and of course the crystal price. But right now, our crystals are available pan India, and we are very soon looking at um, shipping it outside India too. Also, if I would know of any places in your country, I will definitely share with you. So I hope that answers your question. Wonderful. Any more questions, guys? What's important is understanding that the crystals need a maintenance routine. They need to be cleansed. They need to be um, energized. So, if you have any more questions, let me know. Happy to take up more questions. And for all of you who are watching and who would like to learn more on crystals, we are conducting a WhatsApp course which will go till 5th of May. You can take the course as per your time, your availability, because it's a WhatsApp course. And it will give you a working information if you're a Reiki practitioner, or even if you're not a Reiki practitioner, and if you just want a working knowledge on crystals, it will help you. So if you're interested, do connect to me. You can write to me on inbox.unicorninsight@gmail.com. Yami, thank you for writing that. This was a good introduction. I personally enjoyed, but I'm facing some internet issues, and my videos are actually going at different rates. But I think this was a very good way to start with crystals and to share with all of you. So thank you, Sebas, for joining. Thank you, Hermit, for joining. Thank you, Elms Happy Vibes, for joining. Uh, so Mohini auntie has a question. Crystal bracelets also need to maintain. Yes, very much. One of the easiest ways to maintain and cleanse a crystal is using selenite. Now I have at least 20 selenites in my house. There are different kinds of selenite. This is a selenite coaster which I use for my tea. When I have my tea where I'm talking to clients, whether I'm doing an online session, I work with I use this as a selenite coaster. But selenite is also available as a tower. So you can put your crystals around the tower. I can maybe share a picture on my um, on Instagram and on the, if you're on the Unicorn University, I can share it with you. But one of the best ways to cleanse crystals is put them along the selenite crystal, because selenite is a self-cleansing crystal and it also adds the energy of cleansing, removing of negativity, and it protects your aura. So I guess if you have a selenite, it can help you cleanse. And yes, crystal bracelets do need to maintain. When you buy crystals from us, we give you a note of how to maintain the crystals. Like it could be as simple as using a smudge stick, or you could some crystals, like not all crystals, but some crystals can be just washed with salt water for a few seconds, and then smudged with incense or even a simple agarbatti, and they still work very well. And as I said, moonlight is the best way to maintain a crystal. So thank you, Mohini auntie, for asking that question. And I'm really enjoying this live. Thank you, my friend Hermit. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Hi, Arya. Thank you for joining. Bombay to Sydney. Thank you for that question. Mohini auntie, if you don't have selenite and if you wish to buy, you can also buy from us. But if you don't wish to buy, simply using an agarbatti or smudge stick is great to work with crystals. It's great to cleanse crystals. Wonderful. Any more questions, guys? Happy to take more questions. And we'll be having more lives in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned, all my dear wonderful friends, all my unicorn university participants, all my students who have been learning from me. It's such a wonderful way to connect to all of you through these lives. So, well, if we have no more questions, I'm going to end this live and call this a day. Um, I look forward to see you all on more of my lives. And now all our appointments are available through our website. So if you wish to book a session with us, log on to www.unicorninsight.com. Sending blessings, love to all of you. And thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, for watching me, and for asking your questions. Sending lots of love and light. Thank you.